Hey everybody, I hope you are having a fantastic day. I was in here shooting a video of my wife's little makerspace, and as I got to this machine, I realized I need to do an entire video on the Cricut machine. If you don't know what a Cricut is or how to use one, stay tuned and I'm going to show you some really cool things, but I'm going to need to bring in my wife for some reinforcements. So we've already done the graphic. We're going to be putting a logo on my Take a Number machine, and if you want to see how we did that using the Cricut software, stick around to the end of the video. But my wife is going to demonstrate how to do the graphic.
Okay, so our graphic is 6 inches high and 5 inches wide. So I always go up one. Now, one key thing is to make sure you save all of your scrap, because I have quite the collection of scrap. So then we want 6. So I just do it a little bit bigger just to make sure. Okay, there's my scrap. Okay, now in order to run the vinyl through the Cricut machine, you actually need a mat. One thing I've learned the hard way is to always make sure to put a sticker on the side of the mat that's never going to touch the sticky part, and then leave that up so that your mat stays nice and clean without any fuzzies on it. So then you just lay your vinyl out and I push it down, and now it's ready to cut the design. Okay, and now there's different settings on the Cricut, but we are cutting out vinyl, so it's set on vinyl. You place the mat in, and you give it a little push when you hit the insert button, and then it's ready to go.
Now while this thing's printing, it does a few different things. You can use this standard knife to cut vinyl and things like that. They also have heavier duty knives that will do engraving and other things like that. You can cut leather. Then this over here will accept a pen or even a Sharpie or other things like that. And so you can do things like if you're making custom circuit boards and you're using like an acid etching technique, you can actually have this thing draw out the custom circuit board for you. While that's cutting, I'm going to have Kim show you some of the accessories.
So depending on the type of project that you're doing or how many people you're crafting with, you need certain items. So this is to weed the vinyl, and so that you just get the smaller pieces. There's some that are bent, there's some that are straight, so I needed all of them. Tweezers to get fine pieces out, again, 2 types of tweezers. And then a flat spatula is so that you can, without bending the letters or anything, without making creases, you can get those off of the mat, because the mat's a little bit sticky. And sometimes when you are laying out your vinyl, a lot of times with glitter, you want to really make sure it's pressed down hard. So I have this roller, and you can press it down so that it adheres to the mat. And then this is, I mainly use that to clean the mats. These mats are reusable, so once the sticky has come off, which it does happen even with my sticker method, but not very quickly, you can re-stick them with a certain kind of glue. And then scissors, and then the best thing that you need with your self-healing mat is a roller cutter, and I'll show you how I use that. Okay, so now that we have our design, you just need your weeding tool, and you weed out the parts that you don't want. So I'm going to take out all the excess. And I haven't learned too many tricks about doing this except for patience, because you want to be really careful that you don't rip the vinyl. Okay, and then as you can see, you have to take out the middle of the A. Okay, there it is.
Take a number.
Then you grab your handy transfer tape.
So what does the transfer tape do?
So it would be really hard to just take the vinyl one by one. So you'll just take your whole design, and the transfer tape will just take the whole design off of the sheet.
And you can reuse that stuff, right?
You can reuse it about 10 times, so save it. And I always cut it to exactly the size that I need so that I'm not wasting any. So, kind of measure it up. That's where we're going to put it. And now you want to make sure this lays flat. But you don't even have to really do this too much. Sometimes the glitter and that sort of thing takes a little more effort, but now your decal is on your transfer tape. And so if we wanted the arrow, what do you think about like that arrow there?
I like
maybe?
that. I like that.
Okay, or we have the big arrow.
I say do the number or do the take a number thing, but yeah, I think the small one there.
Okay, so straight up.
So this is perpendicular to the wall, so
Okay.
it's like this.
Okay.
Or that's
So-
parallel to the wall.
There.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go, moment of truth. It's sticky.
Mm-hmm. It does a really good job of, I like this transfer tape better than any of the others.
You got this off Amazon?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, the craft stores will get you when it comes to buying this stuff. Like if you can get it on Amazon, you can usually get a better deal. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. So now we need to roll the little roller cutter right on that groove. At least for the A and the B.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Just go right up.
Yeah, go right up it. If it tucks in, it tucks in, but
It's gonna cut it, right?
yeah. So you can open it. Nice.
Yeah.
Great job.
So now we have that, and so we can put an arrow there. We can put an arrow, that might be a little tight.
I think do it back wherever it fits
Like
best.
right there?
Yeah, and I guess we'll keep it off the cut.
Okay. So I'll save this. I have a bin of Cricut scraps,
Okay.
and so I'll save this arrow for another project. Right there.
Mm-hmm.
Boom.
There we go.
Yay!
All right, good job. Okay, so we're over here at the heat press and we're getting ready to put the graphics on. And the first step is to get the shirt sort of lined up on the press. It's kind of nice to get it lined up with that center pole right there so that you can make sure you're centered. So this is a multi-layer graphic and we're going to get it lined up and we're going to press it and then we're going to put another layer on there and press it again. This thing is pretty forgiving, so in general we try to press it for around 7 to 10 seconds and then make sure it peels cleanly. There we go. Now it doesn't look like much because we're going to pop this second layer on there. And this is a little tricky because you want the font to line up. You ideally don't want to print vinyl on top of vinyl. You want to have, you can, but in a perfect world you would actually cut out what's behind it. So my wife took the time to cut it out and the pink doesn't overlap the black at all.
Boom.
Boom.
I always put that over just to protect it. That's cute.
Now Cricut makes their own heat press accessory and it's pretty much garbage. If you're going to do t-shirts, this is the one you want. You want this aftermarket one that actually puts some pressure on it and it'll get up to a good 350 degrees Fahrenheit.
Mess it up.
Nice. There we go. Good job. And that is a t-shirt. Nice. Thanks for watching.
Hey everybody. Okay, so to start a new project, once you have your idea of what you want to make, you just go to New Project. Now we are going to make a vinyl decal for Dan's take a number thing for his office. So I've already measured it and it needs to be about 5 by 5. So each one of these, so I'll make it the vinyl about 5 by 5. So I insert text, take. Now I do them all separate so that I can center it the way that I like. The hardest part for me is to pick the font that I like the best.
Okay, so you're just copying and pasting to keep them all the same size.
Mm-hmm. And then what I'm going to do is I select all of them, and then I go up here to Align, and Align Center. And then from there I can make that my 5 by 5. So I'm going to hit the unlock on the padlock there, and then we actually wanted an arrow, so I think I'll go a little bit smaller and insert an arrow. So you can see if there's one in shapes, there's not. So I already have several arrows uploaded. So I will just pick one. There we go. Is that a good arrow, or do you want a more manly arrow?
That's a good arrow.
That's a good arrow. Okay, so I might print this arrow separate so that we can, while we're at it, let me just speak.
So why are you making 2 of them? Oh, I see what you're doing.
I don't know which one would look better on it, so I think I'll just go ahead and make 2 while I'm printing it.
Okay.
So. Okay, and then what I do, just so that I don't, let's see, this looks a little, I'm going to check it again that it's all centered since I messed with it. Yeah, see that little A? Now I'm going to select all of those, and then what I do over here is I hit attach. And now I can't just grab the A and I can't mess it up now that it's the size and shape that I want it to be. So are you happy with that font?
I am. Do you want to change it?
I don't know. I think it looks kind of great.
Okay, I'm good with it.
Okay. So then we just go up here to make it.
Fantastic.